Dasan just climbed onto the game, preparing to eat chicken. Suddenly, in the game all the teammates said big things. Dasan is puzzled. What's more important than eating chicken? Immediately looked down from the balcony. I saw the helicopter hovering at low altitude. Fire trucks lose control for no reason. Daughter bites mother in arms. The crowd is running around like ants. The entire community is in chaos. At this point, there was a crashing sound outside the door. Dasan walked to the door. There's nothing to see through a cat's eye. He's too curious. Open a door crack. A man forcibly broke into the mountain and asked him to leave. But this person is more nervous than him. Almost got into a fight. Finally calmed down. He said to use the bathroom and walk up the mountain. Agreed. As soon as a man enters the TV and broadcasts the news, said it was a terrorist virus outbreak. Infected individuals will eat people. Dasan panicked. Hurry up and get the knife. At this point, the neighbor behind me has come out. Dasan used a knife to force him out. The other party shook their heads crazily. Say you're okay. But speaking and speaking, eyes begin to congest, and then twist your limbs. In just a few seconds, a living person becomes a walking corpse. Dasan tried his best to push him out, close it and block it with a large double-door refrigerator. My mother sent him a message. Let him stay at home well. Don't go anywhere. We must survive. They are also temporarily safe. He distributed the food, but that's all for fast food. Wake up the next day. He also glued his phone to the drone. Wanna see what's going on outside? This is basically where no one lives anymore. They're all zombies wriggling around like jumpers. Night. He was awakened by a car alarm sound. A bullet pierced the glass in an instant. It turned out that a female police officer was caught in the pursuit of zombies. After a gunfight, fall to the ground by a zombie. Dasan can't bear to look down, roar in anger. But his call was not only useless, and exposed a loud noise coming from behind. The refrigerator was also knocked open. There's a zombie coming. Dasan, quickly block it. But he's not strong enough. He let go and ran to the balcony, wanting to jump but didn't dare. But he still flicked over. The zombie pounced upon us, falling down, and Dasan tightly grasped the balcony railing to escape the disaster. He turned around to check on the zombie, breaking open the refrigerator, knocked over all the food. Dasan is so sad. I can only eat more frugally. Day 7. He's so hungry, so hungry. While watching TV news, there was an advertisement inserted. Delicious ramen noodles. Dasan, look at it. I can't help it anymore. Take out your last bowl of instant noodles. Eat with satisfaction. To find a signal, he took a selfie stick and stood outside the window. The zombie below is drooling at him. A message on the phone came with cries from parents to avoid zombies. His parents have already been bitten, venting one's emotions in anger. Then he walked out of the room. Intense retaliation against the zombie. But this is okay too much. He's also afraid. Instinct is that more and more zombies are running towards him. He carefully avoided them and the road back to the room was not so smooth. He pretended that nothing had happened. Quickly locked the door, but the sound of closing the door still attracted the zombies. Dasan can only tightly grasp the door handle. That's it. 20 days have passed. Night. The city suddenly experienced a huge explosion. Instantaneous loss of power. Emergency shelter light comes on. Both of these parents have passed away. Insomuch, he doesn't want to live either, preparing to commit suicide by hanging oneself. However, just then, a red laser dot swam around him. Dasan, struggling to break the disconnection above, falling down, also survived. He got up and looked across from him. It's a girl. The girl observed the mountain with a telescope. Dasan finally saw a living person. Cheer up. Finally, there is hope of survival. This day, she saw the big mountain covering her stomach. Knowing he's hungry, so he planned to throw a rope over with a baseball, give it a hard throw. But it fell downstairs. It's too far. At this point, Dasan's drones come in handy. Send the rope directly to the female lead. The female lead tied the rope and sent the food over. Dasan sees cute snacks, biting with great joy. There is also a piece of paper in the box. Eat slowly. Dasan clasped his hands to express gratitude. But suddenly I saw a zombie wearing a fire suit downstairs picking up the baseball thrown by the female lead. He pulled hard, pulling the table and tripping over the girl. She fainted. Then the zombie grabbed the rope and started climbing up the mountain. A burning heart. He threw a bottle of wine at the zombie, but he couldn't stop him. Then he used drones to interfere. Also caught by a zombie. Direct scrapping. At this moment, the zombie had already climbed onto the windowsill of the female protagonist. The Lord rushed over and chopped him off. So he woke up. That's how we survived. They don't have much food left, so he tied it up a bit. Just prepare to go out and search. I happened to see the neighbor who walked into his house lying on the ground. He carefully took the key. Fortunately, there is still some food at the neighbor's house. My neighbor used to be a mountain enthusiast. There are many equipment available, so he arranged something for himself. Subsequently, 2 walkie-talkies were discovered. But this room is not safe. There are zombies, but it scared him to run like shit. Fortunately, he reacted quickly enough. Returned to my own home. He gave the girl the food and intercom, so these 2 people chatted about nothing. Interests, hobbies, height, weight, etc. Day after day, the 2 eventually ran out of ammunition and food. The girl observed through a telescope. There are no zombies on the 8th floor of Dasan's house, so the two agreed to run there. Next, the girl gracefully pulled the rope and slid down the stairs. I saw him holding a small axe, killed a path of blood in a community full of zombies. After all, the protagonist has a halo added to it. Finally, Dasan also came down to help. Under the dual blessing of the boss, the two of them, the zombies behind can basically crawl forward, pick up the handgun left by the female police officer before, break through the encirclement all the way, running into the elevator, successfully climbed to the 8th floor. Before being surrounded by zombies, they were dragged into an apartment, just their uncle. Girl. Very vigilant, because he used a telescope to observe inside this room. Obviously, no one's uncle poured water for them. They dare not drink either. Uncle let out a sigh. It's normal to be on guard like this. Just drink the water first. That's when the two of them believed they had drunk the water. Then Uncle took out the can again. The two who had been hungry for a long time wolfed down. At this moment, Uncle said again, "Don't worry, eat it. Food enough to sustain the rescue team. Listen to it for 2 people." And the rescue team was immediately excited. But then Dasan suddenly fainted. The female protagonist also feels confused. They were still drugged. Uncle tied their hands together. The girl was dragged back into a room. Here is his wife, who has become a zombie. Uncle slowly controlled his wife through a rope. At this moment, Dasan woke up, took out the gun, but he didn't have time to kill Uncle either. Quickly charged towards the rope. Afraid of danger for girls, he pulled desperately. Uncle took a knife and slowly walked over. Uncle ultimately didn't grab the rope. Here! There's a scream coming from inside the house. Uncle, there's something wrong with it. Then he opened the door, and as a result, he was knocked down by his wife. It's just 1 person and 2 people. That would be considered a big reunion. The girl closed her eyes tightly, sent them away. The gunfire also attracted the attention of a large number of zombies. All the zombies swarmed in. It seems that there is no way to escape anymore. Just as the two of them were ready to end their lives, suddenly I heard the sound of a helicopter. Sure enough, the rescue team is so late, so early. I arrived just in time. For the sake of survival on the front line, the two of them worked together to overcome obstacles, break out a tight encirclement. Finally arrived at the top floor, but the helicopter lost its sight. The last line of defense was breached. The zombie is slowly approaching. The two of them ran out of last bullets in despair. As a result, the helicopter was once again neither early nor late. A perfect divine weapon descending from heaven. Soldiers shot and killed all the zombies. The two were finally rescued. At this point, sound notification coming from the broadcast. The wireless network has been restored. More and more people are able to send distress messages online. They survived. This concludes the story. Remember to pay attention to Xiaokai in the film Wilderness. More exciting in the next issue.